Hi everyone, Dr. Mitch Rosella here. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video lesson, I will just enumerate the different parts of a qualitative research. But do not worry, because we will have a separate video lesson where we will have an extensive discussion of each parts of the qualitative research. These parts of a qualitative research may be followed by each educational institution. However, they have an option to omit some parts. The teachers or the professors teaching research may or may not include all these parts. This video lesson is just a guide for researchers and students doing qualitative research. Again, it is emphasized that these parts may be changed by the institution, by the groups, or by the organizations in charge of the research conducted by the students or researchers as well. So, are you ready? Let us begin. Parts of a qualitative research. We have the preliminaries. For the preliminaries, we will have the copyright page, and then we have the title page, and then the certification and approval sheet, acknowledgements, certification of originality, and then we have the abstract, the table of contents, list of tables if there is any, list of figures if there is any, list of graphs or charts if there is any, and of course, we will also include the list of acronyms. For Chapter 1, the problem and its setting. So we have here the introduction, and then we have the statement of the problem, then the theoretical framework, followed by the conceptual framework, the scope and limitations of the study, the significance of the study, and of course the definition of terms. For Chapter 2, we call this the Review of Related Literature and Studies, or otherwise known as the RRL. Now we have a new way of presenting the Chapter 2. We have this in a thematic organization of all the local and the foreign literature and the local and foreign studies that we have, which are related in our current study or current research. And then after writing all this, having all this RRL grouped into category, in different categories, in each category, depending on your topic, we will have the synthesis of the reviewed literature and studies. And of course, do not forget that when we write our Chapter 2, or the whole research, we follow the APA latest edition. So, what is this APA latest edition? In October 2019, the American Psychological Association, or the APA, introduced the 7th edition of the APA Publication Manual, which replaces the 6th edition published in 2009. So when we talk about the APA latest edition, so that's the 7th edition. That's the latest. And then in Chapter 3, this is the research methodology. So we will include here the research design, and then we'll have the informant's profile, and then the research instrument, and then the data gathering procedure. So what specific research method applicable, and then we have the data analysis, and then the ethical considerations. And now some institution will include or will allow the mixed methodology. Okay, so again, that depends on the institution. the group or organizations that handle your research. Okay, for chapter 4, here we will write the results and the discussion. So only the main topics per problem shall appear as headings. And then the number of subheadings shall be consistent with the number of subproblems posed in chapter 1. So if you have 3 subproblems in your chapter 1, then I will see, or the teachers or professors will see in chapter 4 that you have the same number. You'll have the 3 subproblems there, or subheadings rather, in your chapter 4. Okay, for chapter 5, we have the summary of findings, and then the conclusions and the recommendations. So we can see there, it's actually, chapter 5 is the easiest part of the qualitative research to do. And another part will be allotted for the references. And again, this time, let me emphasize that we will follow the latest APA edition, which is the 7th edition. And then the part, we have also these appendices. So what are the things included in your appendices? So you have the instrument, and then you have the correspondence or the letters that you give to your interviewees and to the institutions. And then we have transcription if it's applicable. So when you do an interview, you need to transcribe it. Some institutions, groups, or organizations, or your teachers or professors will ask you to transcribe everything verbatim in the interview. That's why, so you have to include that in your appendices. And then we have certification of originality check, and then certification of editing. And of course, you will include the biographical statement of the researcher. So it's composed of about 100 to 150 words. So that's it. Everything is there, the parts of the qualitative research. So if you have questions, you can write down your questions on the comment section, or you can even PM or email me. And before we end this session, let me read this quote from Ashu Savi. Slow progress is better than no progress. Stay positive and do not give up. Just like when you write your research. Okay, so please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you will be updated in my next video lessons. Thanks for listening. Bye for now. That in all things, God may be glorified.